You've been stuck on the side of the road, hood popped, steam rolling out, and you're just sitting there thinking, man, I knew I should have gone with the other engine. Yeah, I've been there. Over the last 20 years working on Ford trucks, I've seen it all. Guys with 300,000 miles on a 5.0 Coyote still running like a sewing machine. And I've seen EcoBoost owners hit 100K and suddenly get hit with a $3,000 repair bill they didn't see coming. And here's the crazy part. This debate, Coyote V8 versus EcoBoost V6, it never dies. Every truck forum, every shop, every parking lot conversation, it always comes back to the same question. Which one actually lasts longer? Which one's going to drain your wallet after 100,000 miles? All right, let's get into the meat of this. The soul of the Coyote, 5.0-liter V8. Man, there's just something about a naturally aspirated V8. No turbos, no complicated boost system, just air, fuel, spark, and that classic Ford growl. That's the 5.0-liter Coyote. This engine is about simplicity and balance, overhead cams, solid engineering, and a design that doesn't try to do too much. It breathes naturally, revs high, and gives you that linear power. No surprises, no lag. How it feels to drive? You step on the gas and it just builds. Smooth, predictable, almost old-school muscle car vibes. Not crazy torque down low like the EcoBoost, but when it winds up, oh yeah, it pulls. Long-term reality, 100K to 150K plus. Here's what I've seen in the shop. Most Coyotes hit 150,000 miles easy with basic maintenance. Oil changes, keep them consistent, and you're golden. No turbo stress, no boost pressure issues, but it's not perfect. Common Coyote issues. 1. Oil consumption, especially Gen 3 engines. Some of these engines like to sip oil. Not catastrophic, but if you ignore it, you're asking for trouble. 2. Water pump failure. Classic Ford thing. Around 100 to 130K miles, you might see leaks. It's not the end of the world, but it's a repair you will likely face. 3. VCT solenoids, variable cam timing. These can get gunked up over time. You'll notice rough idle or sluggish response. Gen 3 and Gen 4 updates. Ford tried to modernize things. Added direct injection plus port injection combo, improved efficiency, more power. But also added complexity. And with Gen 4, now we're seeing cylinder deactivation. That's great for fuel economy, but from a mechanic's perspective, more moving parts, more things that can fail long-term. It's not bulletproof, but it's honest. You take care of it, it takes care of you. No hidden surprises, no turbo drama. The magic of the EcoBoost, 3.5-liter twin turbo. Now, let's talk about the EcoBoost. This thing is a completely different animal. What makes it special? Twin turbos, smaller displacement, big power. You hit the gas and boom, instant low-end torque. This is where the EcoBoost shines. Towing feels effortless. No need to rev it out. It just pulls like a diesel light. Driving feel. Compared to the Coyote, more torque down low, feels quicker in everyday driving, great for city plus towing combo. But here's the deal with the turbos. Heat, pressure, complexity. All of that adds up over time. All right, this is where things get real. This is where engines stop being new and start showing their true colors. Coyote at 100K plus. Usually, still running strong, minor issues, predictable repairs. You're dealing with water pump, maybe ignition coils, normal wear items, nothing crazy. EcoBoost at 100K plus. This is where I've seen guys get hit. Common EcoBoost failures. 1. Cam phaser rattle. If you know, you know. That cold start rattle, that's the cam phasers. Super common, expensive fix, requires serious labor. Turbo issues. Turbos don't last forever. Bearings wear out, Seals leak, performance drops. And replacing them? Yeah, not cheap. All right, let's talk money, because this is where decisions get real. Coyote maintenance. Over 10 years, oil changes, water pump, spark plugs, maybe VCT solenoids. Estimated total? Lower, more predictable. You're not dealing with high-dollar surprise failures. EcoBoost maintenance. Now add turbo repairs or replacement, cam phaser job, carbon cleaning, coolant line issues. Estimated total? Higher, less predictable. One big repair can wipe out years of savings from better fuel economy. All right, this is my favorite part. Let's say you're not taking your truck to the dealer. You're working in your driveway, maybe with a YouTube tutorial playing. Coyote V8. More space in engine bay, easier access, simpler design. You can actually change parts without removing half the engine, diagnose issues easier, fix things with basic tools. EcoBoost V6. Man, it's cramped. Turbos, lines, sensors, everything is packed in. Harder to reach components, more things to remove, more frustration. And some jobs, honestly, not realistic for a beginner. All right, here's the deal. No fluff, no bias, just real talk. Go with the 5.0 Coyote if you want long-term reliability, you plan to keep the truck 10+ years, you like working on your own vehicle, you want simple, proven engineering, you love that V8 sound. This is the set it and forget it engine. Go with the 3.5 EcoBoost if you tow heavy regularly, you want maximum torque, you like modern tech and performance, you're okay with higher repair costs. This is the power and performance engine. It comes down to how you use your truck and how long you plan to keep it. Because trust me, it's not about which engine is better, it's about which one is better for you. Thanks for watching.